Good evening again, everyone. Oh, awesome. More than half of you came back. All right. Okay, so welcome again to the murder at Haversham Manor. We're going to begin our second act, but of course I would be lying if I said that our first act went entirely as rehearsed. There were one or two minor little snags, but we didn't even pick up on them, did we? No, come on. Say it with me. Live theater. Live theater. Thank you. All right, well, and hey, at the end of the day, it's far from the worst first act Cornley has ever seen. So, I mean, just last season we had to present Snow White and the 7 tall, broad gentlemen. So, yeah, anyway.
Oh my gosh, no, it's actually going like really bad. You think we would have gotten it by now? We had like a kind of rehearsal. Yeah, she's still unconscious and we can't find the dog anywhere, so we don't even know if we're going to put on a second act. I'll call you back.
Before we begin, just a word of health and safety administration. Can I ask anyone who purchased the little red mystery bags at concessions to please seek medical help immediately? Yeah. Well, on to the concluding act of the murder at Haversham Manor. Please clap. Thank you. No, wait! Don't bring it down yet! Don't bring it down! No, bring it up! Everybody off!
No one could have killed him. Except for the people in this room.
Good Lord. You're right, it's one of us.
This is a disaster. And it's not over yet. 2 murders in one evening at Haversham Manor. What a grisly night. Frightful, sister, frightful.
And look, Miss Collymore, the snowstorm outside is building.
If we're not careful, we'll be snowed into this slaughterhouse.
Yes.
We must find the guilty person.
Yes, indeed. Well, let me think. The library! The gunshots, they were heard coming from the library, yes? I shall investigate the room. All of you remain here.
At once, Inspector. This whole business is a disgrace! Now, let us remind ourselves of what we know.
We know that Mr. Haversham was murdered here, in his own private rooms, on the night of his engagement party.
We also know that his brother Cecil was having an affair with my sister Florence.
How could you do such a thing?
Not now, Mary. We know that he too was murdered on the same eve in cold blood.
The only thing we don't know is who the murderer is.
Oh, the tension in this house is... the tension in this house...
You're making it worse!
Sorry. The tension in this... it's tense.
How are you feeling, Florence?
I'm good.
That's dreadful.
Oh, dreadful. Yes, I want to die.
I have an important question for you, Miss Collymore. Where were you when the murder was committed?
On the floor with the mustache.
That makes perfect sense. So was I.
Kiss me 1,000 times, I'm yours.
Of course. That's what sisters are for.
And look, Miss Collymore, it's already midnight.
That was most ominous.
most ominous.
Ominous. Ominous. Indeed.
I must speak with you, Miss Collymore, in private.
Yes, Inspector.
I must speak with you, Mary.
At once, Inspector.
Are you sitting comfortably, Mary?
Most comfortably, Inspector.
Well, before we begin, I must ensure that no one else is in earshot.
No one else is here! Inspector.
I found it. The weapon that was used to kill Cecil Havisham.
Where was it?
In the library, on the table, with the muzzle still warm and the barrel still smoking.
They killed Cecil with this?
Someone did, yes, less than half an hour ago.
But who could have killed him?
Well, I was hoping you would be able to tell me that, Miss Collymore. After all, we are friends, aren't we?
I don't know who killed Cecil. I was in the kitchen fetching Florence some refreshments when I heard the gunshots. Line!
I don't know what page we're on.
I don't know what page we're on. Besides, why would I want to hurt my best friend's younger brother?
Perhaps because you were jealous of his affair with Florence. We all know you're a jealous woman, Collymore. Ruthlessly protective of your sister.
Protective? I approve of what makes her happy.
Well, don't play the fool with me, Mary. I know you killed Cecil tonight, and I know that wasn't the plan. I have something to show you, Mary, and there's no doubt in my mind that you will find it interesting.
Well, what is it, Inspector?
The last will of Charles Havisham, dated only today.
But who could he have changed the beneficiary to? Was it tied?
Good Lord!
That's right!
He changed it to Perkins!
Yes! The time is coming! And tell her we know what she's done. 3, 2, 1. Let's go find her!
Who the devil could that be?
I don't know.
You're probably right. Quickly, Miss Collymore, we must hide you out of harm's way. Charles, let us secret passage behind this bookcase. Stand back. I'll open it. Oh! Oh! Step inside, Miss Collymore! Oh! You're safe in there! You're safe in there, Miss Collymore. Arthur the gardener? What are you doing here?
I was out late gardening with Winston here. When we got caught in the snowstorm, we couldn't quite make it to the gate.
Good heavens, Arthur, step inside. You won't believe what a nightmare this evening has been.
Really? In what way? Whoa, Winston! Bad boy, down for the chase lounge, whoa!
Charles Havisham was murdered tonight.
Charles Havisham? Good Lord!
And not only that, his brother Cecil was as well.
Oh my. Well, that would explain the strange goings-on Winston and I have seen around the grounds this evening.
Strange goings on.
Just earlier, I was out gardening with Winston here, when we saw a mysterious figure posted outside the window to this very room. Upon further inspection, we found that the latch had been forced open, and Winston, what a good boy, managed to find this beneath the window.
A handkerchief?
A lace handkerchief with a deep red mark and a distinctive scent.
Kaya-niddy.
Precisely. Cyanide. Not only that, but you can tell by the shape of the handkerchief that it's been used to hold a bottle. Upon further inspection, you can tell that the initials FC have been embroidered on the corner.
Florence Collymore?
Precisely.
Arthur the Gardener, you're suggesting that Florence Collymore broke into Charles's private rooms this afternoon?
Florence Collymore has murdered her own fiancé.
Miss Collymore, get in here now! We know what you've done. We know you murdered Charles, and we have the evidence to prove it.
How dare you, Perkins?
Inspector, is that you I hear behind the door? Perkins!
Thank heavens, Inspector. These two have been accusing me of the most dreadful things.
Hold your tongue, woman! I know what you've done and I can prove it! Whoa, Winston! Down, boy! Whoa!
It's okay, Winston. The inspector's here to help us.
I'm so sorry about Winston, Inspector. I'll put him outside.
Yes. Well, after the gardener, I presume, then?
I'm Arthur. I'm the longest serving member here at Havisham Manor.
He's been serving for Mr. Habersham for 90 years. 99 years?
Did you say something, young man? Oh! It appears you're hiding in the ground tonight. 2 men were murdered here.
Arthur got stuck in the snowstorm and couldn't quite make it to the gates.
How implausible. I think you have no idea what's happening here this evening, then, Arthur.
On the contrary, Inspector, it appears I discovered a clue, which will help solve this case.
A handkerchief?
Monogrammed.
Yes. Monogrammed.
And stained with cyanide.
Yes, stained with cyanide, it seems.
Winston found it beneath the window to this very room, where the suspect entered and murdered Charles Havisham.
How dreadful. Well, Mary,
Yes, Inspector.
I must examine this in more detail. Would you fetch me my magnifying glass from Charles' desk?
Yes, Inspector. Magnifying glass. Ow! Stop! Your magnifying glass!
Thank you, Mary.
But Inspector, there's something you've not yet detected about that handkerchief.
I'll get it. Good evening. Yes? It's for you, Miss Collymore.
Who is it, Arthur?
Mr. Fitzroy, ma'am.
Hand me the receiver, Arthur.
Link up.
Oh, no.
Hello. Good evening. Yes, Mary Collymore speaking. Yes, now is a much more convenient time. Thank you. Another transaction traced. A one-way ticket to Dover. No, I had no idea. Hello. Fitzroy. Hello. Are you there? Fitzroy. Hello. Ow! Ow! There you are, Fitzroy. my money to someone else, I shall hang up the phone immediately.
Okay, that's something.
You look like you could use another gin, ma'am.
No! No more Jim Perkins. This whole thing has been a disgrace now. If you'll excuse me, I must check my bank records at once. Ah! If you'll excuse me. Ah!
But Inspector, there's something you've not yet detected about that handkerchief.
This handkerchief? Well, what is it, Perkins?
It bears upon it the initials FC.
Florence Collymore has murdered her own fiance.
Yes.
Inspector, me, the murderer, how can you?
Oh, I know it. I know you did it. It is plain for us all to see. You were engaged to be married to Charles, who you said in your own letters that you despise. And what's more, you're having an affair with his brother. I just feel it plausible that you both murdered him so that you could run away together.
Florence Collymore has murdered her own fiance.
Inspector, me, the murderer, how can you?
Yes. Where? It's plain for us all to see. We say this once before.
You are the murderer, Florence! We have the evidence to prove it!
Mary,
Inspector.
is that you I
I'm
hear?
sorry. Check my bank records.
You're lying, Florence! You killed him!
Snap out of it! You're acting hysterical!
Yes, very hysterical. Oh. Put on the windows, put on the windows. Come on, come on, come on. Up, 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 up.
Very bad weather we're having this evening, Arthur.
Oh, I'm sorry.
White snow.
Care for another gin?
No.
Well, you killed him, Florence. What have you to say for yourself?
I am no murderer!
You've been exposed!
It's not true, Inspector.
Well, very well then, Miss Collymore. Your name can easily be cleared. I just need to examine the body for evidence of cyanide poisoning. Miss Collymore, Miss Collymore and Perkins, will you please show me to the service quarters so I can examine the deceased once more?
Yes, Inspector?
Oh, and Arthur the gardener, I need you to stay here with Florence and ensure she doesn't leave this way!
Stay, please. Please.
Okay. Thank you. That's enough, Max.
Arthur, you've known me for years. Surely you know I could never do such a thing.
On the contrary, Miss Collymore, it was I who discovered you to be the guilty party.
Oh, Arthur, how could you? I need you to protect me from these fiends.
Miss Collymore, you were using your feminine charms over me.
Arthur, you said I've seen the way that you look at me. The way that even now that you're looking at me. The way that even now that you're looking at me. The way that even now that you're looking at me. I know how you feel.
Please, Miss Collymore, I'm just a
And
simple
you've said
gardener.
before how
Oh!
And you've said before how And you've said before how radiant. And you've said before how radiant. And you've said before how radiant I look as I'm walking across the gardens. Arthur, protect me and I'll be yours.
Miss Collymore, I will not fall for your seduction. You are a murderer and a seductress, and I shall not be seduced. Put her in the clock. Miss Collymore.
How can you resist me? I'm a beautiful woman.
Oh, Miss Cullymore, you are using your powers over men, just as you always have.
You can't pretend your feelings aren't real.
Well, perhaps it is true that I do feel as you suggest.
Then kiss. Oh. Then kiss me on third, you know you want to.
Should I do it? Kiss her! Kiss her! Kiss her! Kiss her! Kiss her!
What's going on here?
I can explain.
Don't think you can.
Miss Collymore? In Arthur's arms?
A second affair?
Florence, you've changed.
Your wild accusations have driven me to this. I feel dizzy. I feel like I'm about to pass out.
No, I suggest you settle down, Miss Collymore. Settle down, Miss Collymore.
Quickly, where's her medication?
Lass, I must have left it in the study.
Well, you're a vile criminal, Miss Collymore.
And to think we took you in!
You have manipulated me tonight. I have let my master down.
Well, okay. And all the while, you're plotting the death of your fiancé.
Oh, Inspector, all these accusations. I feel an episode coming on.
We can't skip over it. It's integral to the plot.
Ah!
Ah!
Ah! Ah! Ah! Oh, settle down, Miss Collymore! An adulteress and a cold-blooded killer!
I am not, Inspector!
Open up, open up. Yes, you are, Miss Collymore.
Oh, Inspector, this is all more than I can bear. I feel I shall faint.
She's fainted.
It's all become far too much for her.
Oh, yes. We must lie her down in the shakes. Oh,
I found Miss Collymore's medication. What happened?
she's fainted.
There, Miss Collymore.
Wake her up. She's out cold.
Yes. Well, tell me at least, Arthur, is this the figure you recognized from this evening?
I can't quite tell. Mary, could you please remove the hands from her face? It is not her, Inspector.
Well, of course. You were taken in by a handkerchief used to frame Florence. And both Florence and Cecil had ample motive for the murder. But I believe the true motive belonged to Perkins. To Perkins!
Me, Inspector!
Yes, you, Perkins. It seems that Charles made her the sole beneficiary of his inheritance.
This is all a mistake!
Oh, save your pleading for the police station. Mary, quickly, handcuff her to the chaise lounge until she escapes before I can drive her there.
It's not true, I tell you.
Well,
What happened? I'm
delicate constitution. You did fake Florence. We found out here that Perkins is the murderer.
Perkins?
But he's such a kindly old man.
This is all a mistake.
Comes out, go.
I didn't kill Charles, but I know who did.
Who?
Inspector Carter.
What on earth?
You did it because Charles knew about the police money you were embezzling.
Nonsense!
You said you met before, and that he was a consultant on the police fraud case we're working on.
What's of it, Perkins?
The reason why no arrests have been made was because the man committing the crime was yourself. You were the perpetrator. You were the perpetrator.
You can't prove it.
But Charlie could, and that's why you killed him.
I know your secret, Inspector. What will you do? Kill me too?
Ha ha ha! I will! Confound it! I will! Confound it!
What a devil of a situation this is!
Not so fast, Inspector.
Charles!
Aversham!
Sir!
Charlie?
Charlie, I thought you were dead.
You alive? It's just not possible.
Oh, I'm afraid it is. You couldn't kill me that easily.
Well, how did you survive then?
I simply didn't drink the poison sherry you left out for me this evening.
Well,
You've been hiding on the grounds ever since you planted the poison.
no.
You were the mysterious figure I saw!
No.
I thought it was strange.
I thought it was strange you got here so quickly in such terrible weather.
Well, what about the handkerchief bearing Florence Collimore's initials? Perhaps you should ask Inspector Carter. Or should I say, Inspector Frederick Carter? FC! The same initials!
Precisely. And when you found Charles's will in his ledger, you tried to pin the whole thing on me.
It's not true.
Damned!
You damn crafty devil.
Crafty indeed. Perkins here is as innocent as I am. Remove those handcuffs this instant.
At once, Charles, I have the keys.
Drop the gun, Inspector.
Nonsense! Nonsense! I came here to kill you, and I won't leave until the job's done.
It's over, Inspector. I can prove your guilt in a second. I have the evidence in my study. Fetch the papers, Perkins.
Yes, sir.
Lower your weapon, Inspector.
What do you want to do, Charles? Shoot me in front of this room full of witnesses?
Don't think I wouldn't do it, Carter. You try to kill me, I'd merely be returning the favor.
Please, Inspector, you're frightening me.
Please, Inspector, you're frightening me.
And you should be frightened!
Arthur, hold everyone in the room. I'll send a wire to the local police. Yes, sir!
You monster! You tried to kill Charles and you killed... and you killed Cecil, how could you?
All right. All right. All right, I did it. But I couldn't have done it without the help of my accomplice.
Your accomplice?
Oh, yes. Mary Collymore!
Oh.
It's true. I helped Carter lose the money, but don't you think for 1 second I'm going down for this?
Nor I!
He's locked all the doors. We're trapped.
Quickly, we can escape to the window!
Not so fast! Get him, Winston!
Oh, God, Winston, go! Quickly, Miss Collymore! To the study!
I have your papers, sir.
Oh!
Thank you, Perkins. Now fetch my reading glasses from the library.
Yes, sir.
It's useless, Miss Collymore! There's no way out!
Sister, I'm surprised confession. Simple as that.
Now, I hold in my hand a written list of every fraudulent transaction Mary Collymore and Inspector Carter made.
This
No,
can't be
this can't
true.
be true.
I can't believe. Ah! I can't believe it.
Florence, your sort of affair made me sick. It broke my heart.
Charlie, look at me the way you used to look at me. Ah!
Your reading glasses, sir.
Thank you, Perkins. Get the door, Perkins.
Yes, sir.
Tell me the police to arrest you both.
Charlie,
Silence, Florence. You mean nothing to me now.
this is the worst night of my life.
No, this is the worst night of my life.
I think this is the worst night of all of our lives. But Mary, Carter had you fooled, didn't he?
What do you mean?
He never intended to share the money with you. Let me summarize.
I love you, Charlie.
Inspector Carter knew I discovered you and he were both embezzling police money. So you hatched a plan to kill me, planting cyanide in my sherry for me to drink.
I've got the ring, Charlie. We can still make it work.
Then, mistakenly believing I was dead, Inspector Carter tried to pin my murder on my brother Cecil and Florence because of their affair. That is until your accomplice, Mary, blundered in and shot my brother Cecil. Carter then tried to pin my murder on Perkins after finding I wasn't the ledger.
Take me, Charlie. If you know it's good for. Ah!
But what you didn't know, Mary, was Inspector Carter made a £9,000 withdrawal from your private accounts this morning. And after framing someone for my murder, he intended to leave with a one-way ticket to Dover, taking every penny with him. I think it's time we have a look inside your briefcase, Inspector, where we shall find the bottle of cyanide, Mary Collymore's £9,000,
And my one-way ticket to
Duran?
he allowed you to take all the risk by storing the stolen
knew
money
you
in your
took it.
private accounts. Isn't that right, Inspector?
All right.
Voila!
Oh! Oh, all right, it's true. I bought your signature at the bank, Mary, and I took out every penny. I did intend to flee after framing someone for the murder, but I haven't bargained on your account and figured out so quickly or telephoning you so soon, Mary.
Carter, you rogue!
No.
I trusted you!
No.
You made a mistake!
What?
And I'm afraid it's your last.
No! Bang!
No, 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 no.
Excellent. Perkins, if you could please escort Miss Collins downstairs. I wish to have a word with Mary in private.
Yes, sir. Downstairs, Miss Collymore.
Downstairs, Florence. Downstairs. Mary, you're not the woman I knew from school. You become greedy and jealous.
I'm sorry, Charles. My nerves are trapped!
There's a glass of sherry by the telephone.
Oh, thank you, Charles. Ever the kind host.
Drink it up.
So kind.
Tell me, Mary. One last thing.
Anything, Charles. I'll tell you no more lies.
The glass of poison sherry the inspector left out for me. What do you suppose I did with it?
Well, I don't know. I thought you made a drink in it, but you didn't give it to me. But lie!
Just die!
Just die! How dare you!
could have ended differently. Mary, your lies and deceits have led you to this tragic end. If men allow their consciences to be governed by avarice, then death and destruction shall prevail. Betrayed by my brother.
Oh, come on!
Elbowed by my fiance, and almost murdered by my oldest friend. Let us hope we never again see a murder at Haversham Manor.